Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Highlander tournament. Tonight we've got Game 2 of Czar versus Tyerenex. First game was played earlier today, and it was an interesting matchup with Tyerenex coming out the victor. So Czar's looking to even the score here tonight. I'm joined in commentary by Artea. How you doing today?
Pretty good. Yeah, their first game wound up being an interesting mix with party consisting of two black belts, a fighter, and a thief. So Czar ran into a bit of trouble. Hopefully, he can squeeze out a win this time. It was his choice of flags, which incidentally are going to be very vanilla. So tonight we're looking at vanilla mobs, which isn't something that we're used to seeing quite often in the FFR world. The magic levels will be shuffled, however, with whatever permissions they fall into, so level 1 nuke is on the table, potentially. They have chosen to draft their party, so each of the runners had the opportunity to pick 2 classes to compose the final party, and this is what they went for. And we are going to be running with full entrance and town shuffle, so we could definitely expect some shenanigans going forward today.
Alright, and the runners are off, so let's see how easy this seed's going to be.
Well, apparently very easy with level 1 nuke.
Oh god, and 2 nuke casters too, so yeah, this might be a quick one. All depends on how Ice Cave treats our runners.
Yeah, and how many sorcerer ambushes they wind up seeing.
Alright, so Tyerenex finds Bahamut in Canaria Castle, while Czar finds the 8 Cardia, or the HS Cardia Island. Or 7, I'm sorry.
Predictably picking up his bridge in a box.
Yeah, I usually get that out of a couple of Fiends, vanilla, but 7 chests, not bad.
I'll take the 7 chests with no encounters over 3 chests and a garland any day.
Volcanic, thank you very much for the bits.
Something that might wind up being interesting is we are running with vanilla experience, so people who might be used to having some pretty crazy levels early on might run into a bit of issues with the whole dungeon entrance and town shuffle thing going on. Like, yes, you do have level 1 nuke, but for now, that's all you have, and you might have to go diving into an infinite dungeon involving Sky Castle and Sea Shrine, which at level 1 is not going to be very...
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just hang around at the top floor of a dungeon and just get a few levels to get more of those nuke charges and a larger HP pool.
It's always a good plan. Not necessarily the safest of plans if you don't have access to save items.
Tyerenex going straight for Provoca while Czar heads up to Matoya, so we'll see what each runner finds. And our Hydra, not a bad choice to get some early levels.
It is pretty good, but his MP restoration is pretty far away though. Now, seeing as we are running with vanilla mobs, there isn't anything that's likely to kill you, though if you're unarmored, even those wolves will hit pretty hard for a level 1 party.
Yeah, and volcano floors tend to be not so nice if you run into large groups. Nobody likes to see gargoyles.
Yeah, the first and second floor definitely have a fair bit of encounters designed to wipe you out. The Argos come to mind with their infinite spam of fire 2, or the Paralisks with Squid.
Alright, so both runners booking it back to Canaria and see if soon we'll see if Dwarf Cave has anything good in store.
Well, we are running without map edits, so Dwarf Cave isn't accessible right now, as Tyerenex is about to find out.
Oh, well. And yeah, it just does the curly shuffle for a bit and reset. So yeah, it's looking like Provoker or Bust here.
So I'm kind of torn. Like, as someone who would be playing it, I'd be hoping for a very, very quick dungeon. But as a commentator right now, I'm hoping for the infinite sea shrine and marsh cave splits dungeon that just never stops.
It's difficult too because you have to run over those lava tiles with no recovery.
Yeah, I highly recommend just taking a couple of fights and going back for some heal potions at least.
Yeah, I mean, there's a sea shrine floor. Just you can go. But Czar finds a ribbon. And Pack of Wolves.
Ribbon's nice, but this is not a very fun floor to wind up on at level 3 and 4. There are a lot of one-hit effects, whether it's the stun touch from the large packs undead or the sleep touch from the mummies. Even wizards are very, very dangerous this early on.
Yeah, Czar's gonna run his prize out, and nope, doesn't get there. Well, Tyerenex is gonna keep diving deeper, and yeah, there's the unrunnable we were talking about. That is a fine amount of experience, but he's going to be handing that back real soon.
Did neither of them pick up any kind of heal potions?
No. Tyerenex finds a ship, so that is going to be very important. But how are you going to get this out? Oh, and that takes him all the way back. So he knows what the target item is. Just yeah, no healing items available.
And really expensive housing.
Yeah, but I think you have to just pick up a couple houses and nuke some stuff either on that volcano floor, or the fire floor, or the sea floor.
Well, he's got, what is it, maybe 6 charges of nuke right now? So, I mean, you can take 6 fights, that'll give you a decent amount of levels, and then you run back for the MP refill.
Yeah, it's just a matter of you don't have any other way to heal on the way down. So while normally you would love to take fights and then heal up to your increased total, it's just not possible.
Absolutely. We do know that the ship isn't that far down, though. So the damage tiles are definitely going to be annoying, but with, I don't know, around level 8 or 9 fighters should have enough hit points to tank it. Probably won't survive, but it should be enough to get down, grab the ship, and then go out.
And Czar bringing back the thief, where this might be a situation where the thief is actually useful, amazingly enough.
For those of you who are just joining us, we're currently running on vanilla mobs. Vanilla XP yields, so no bonus experience for anything except a slight bonus for every key item the racers pick up. These magic levels are shuffled, so level 1 nuke, as you can see, is in effect entrance shuffle. And unlike most tournament races that have been showcased so far, every single item is loose. So there are no incentive locations or anything. Key items can wind up practically anywhere, so long as the seed is beatable.
The Tyerenex making a dangerous decision to run from a 6-pack of petrification birds, but doesn't seem to seems to get away. Once they get access to that ship, that is quite a lot of extra entrances, 5 I think, so. And I think Czar's pushing his luck here a little bit.
I did get a look at the Canary Arbor shop. I find it hard to believe that there could be anything that they could equip armor with. That would go really long way, especially since Earth Cave isn't that far into the game, so even a chain armor can really help you.
Yeah. And is Czar gonna do some pop grinding?
Sure looks like it. It's not necessarily a bad call either. It's definitely the best source of experience you can get. Relatively, I mean, Sea Shrine would have good experience, but it also has some pretty bad encounters that you wouldn't necessarily want to fight.
Yeah, nobody likes the seafood platter.
Yeah, and then you still have to walk it out. Whereas in Pop, you're just on the overworld, so if you get a level, just use a cabin, then you're good. Really surprised with what Tyerenex is doing here. He picked up the ship, he knows where it is, but he's gonna keep diving.
Alright, time to get out. And I don't think he even went after the ribbon. Good nuke rolls on Czar for those giant fights. Question in chat: are there deep towns? There are not. The towns, if found, are going to be on the top level. And we have another dungeon in Dwarf Cave. Oh boy, this is a spicy floor.
It is, but it's great experience.
Yeah. But not if you get ambushed.
Yeah. Good news is the floor before that doesn't have any encounters on it, so it would be a pretty safe spot to grind out those new charges.
he's gonna cash out those levels, not even check a chest.
Can you really blame him for that one?
No.
Yeah, when you play with entrance shuffle like this, I mean, you usually wind up with some pretty slow starts, but it'll even out around the, I don't know, 30-ish minute mark.
Yeah, early dives tend to slow things up, but and silver and copper bracelets for everyone on Tyrenex's side, so that's why the armor was also not super desired.
Yeah, after seeing the price on those silver bracelets, you can understand why they didn't necessarily pick up a full complement. I have a question in chat asking why Tyerenex is leaving a dead guy. XP distribution mostly. The way it works is every mob is worth a fixed amount of experience, and then at the end of the battle, all those are tallied and then evenly between however many party members you have alive. So by leaving the thief dead, he's funneling more experience into his fighter red mage and black mage.
Well, Tyerenex finds Temple of Fiends on his side, so that will be another key item whenever, or no, that'll be another just item slot whenever he finds Canary again.
Yeah, with the Answer's Shuffle, the NPC rewards are completely random, so whatever the king and cube bot and Sarah give you is just another chest.
Czar cooking some ogres on the way out of town. And he gets shreked. Well, I mean, they're green ogres.
Fair enough.
Tyerenex finds a giant pile of gold too, and then next up is mummies with stone touch in Ice Cave, so no. I hate this floor so much.
Everybody does.
And Zara's gonna dig out his ship. So now comes the Great Escape.
Especially running on vanilla mobs, pretty much everything about Ice Cave is just a horrible experience.
And this is your reward. Another spicy floor.
Now, on the plus side, he did pick up the knowledge of where a bunch of good floors with a decent amount of chests are. So even though you can't necessarily go there right now, you know where they are, you pick up a couple more levels, come back when you're around 11, 12, 13-ish, and you should be able to survive it.
Yeah, and now he's got a couple other entrances to check. Like, Waterfall.
Which is even worse. Well, he's going for it.
Nuke the horses, come on.
Isn't it nuke the whales?
It's nuke everything this seed. But, oh god, if he doesn't have any healing items, this is gonna be questionable. Yep. Alright, so there are two choices you don't want to make. Let's see what Marsh Cave has. Oh good. Earth. Alright, well, Tyerenex is rolling in cash right now.
Yeah, that's good for approximately 1.5 houses.
Or another silver bracelet.
I think he said all those. Not 100%, but I'm pretty sure he picked up 3.
And another cabin and a wizard staff, so hey, there's your contingency plan against Carrie.
Wizard Staff is one of those often underutilized items. It's actually surprisingly useful. I mean, obviously there are much better alternatives, but it's not quite as bad as you think.
I mean, it's an AOE on a stick. I'm not gonna say no. And if you do have those good alternatives instead, well, it sells for a decent amount. Alright, so the top floor is cleared out. What's next? Dwarf Cave. Hey, there's some armor.
He's got a weapon to kill chaos and some decent armor. He's good. He's loaded for bear now.
Alright. So now the mage can get the silver bracelet, or not, no, Tyerenex doesn't care. So, 10 chests that we've seen in Elfland, and 7 in Waterfall. Have fun. Buy some houses, get some levels. Oh, Czar is checking out Dwarf Cave, and Tyerenex just booked it from here without checking any of the chests, so... Also didn't check the next floor, either.
Well, in fairness, he did get ambushed by a 4-pack of vampires.
Yeah. But, I mean, if Sarda's, or something like Sarda's is next, or, you know, with an easy item, or, oof. Definitely not something like this, though. Or, or another, Party Islands floor. Might not be bad to check first.
Well, now, going through the siege, you have to remember that you did see Titan's Tunnel too, so the possibility of a wormhole is still there.
Oh, ruby required, always fun. Hey, there's a katana. Oh, and a crown.
And crown for Czar. Hopefully you can walk it out.
Oof, those are some bad men. Takes this fight, though. Yeah, Tyerenex right behind. Uh-oh. Here comes the paralysis guards. We still don't know what's on the next floor.
It's so far away, I mean, you can't really fault him for that.
It's behind that door, they didn't notice.
Czar getting hit by the lack of magnets in a different way than Tyerenex did, but still. So for those of you that aren't familiar with it, the most common way of playing Final Fantasy Randomizer these days involves a couple of map edits that allow you to walk from Conaria to the Dwarf Cave and then down to Elfland. But these are disabled for this particular race.
Well, if Tyerenex can go first, it's a good fight.
It's great XP value.
Uh-oh. Tyerenex getting turned around a little bit, and some catmen are going to happily point him towards the exit.
Now, if you're in their shoes, and you've got, admittedly, an outrageous amount of money, but everything costs so much, what would you be looking to do with that 30?
I'm probably buying houses and getting more levels. Right now, that's the only sort of advantage that I can buy with that money. Provided I've already picked up all of the armor.
Can't argue with that logic. I would definitely be shopping for a couple of soft potions, though.
Oh yeah. No, there's no question that a nice stack of those, given the fact that the on-touch petrification enemies are not in nice locations.
Yeah, with the floors that we've seen, instead of like I usually buy maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4. But with the floors we've seen so far, I mean, just grab 20, you're probably gonna need.
So will we finally see what's on the next floor? Alright, well, Czar's the adventurous type. He's gonna keep going. And Tyerenex is gonna check the next one. I thank you again for the bits, Falcone. Oh boy, it's this floor. Well, Czar finds the slab.
It's a fun pickup for the XP bonus, but right now it's not particularly useful. We're still looking for a way out of the inner sea.
This is a pretty nice floor to find, though, treasure chest-wise, but Czar is just booking it.
Oh, there's a
Ooh.
floater.
That's a thing. All you need is a canal or a canoe.
And he's got some pretty safe aggregates if he wants to grind them too.
Oh,
And
but
stars. Ooh.
yeah, the fire hydrant going first. And second. Oh, and you have to do this floor too. Good luck there. And I think he's giving it up.
Yeah, and it's the first floor of ice after that. I mean, there's no way the little black mage's making it out.
Just get as much information as possible. So yeah, there's a slab and a floater down there. How do you get that? No healing items. You just need more base HP. Oh, good. Tyerenex found the Marsh Cave branch.
You could conceivably dive for one item and then try to make it back out, save that one, then go for the other one, and run back out.
Or, well, just some dragons.
Did he give us a look at the top floor of the marsh split?
I think he did, but I missed it. Alright. Perhaps try your luck at Waterfall? Nope, Czar's leaving. So yeah, this is one of those situations where the game gives you a lot of unpleasant options, and you just have to pick one and go through it.
I mean, it gave you level 1 nuke, it had to take away at some point.
Oh boy. Minutes in. Where are you going, Czar? Well, Czar is gonna happily pick up that iron armor. Alright, on to the next floor and ambushed by hot dogs. And, yeah, I'm sure Tyerenex is not relishing this fight right now.
That'd just be a straight up reset for me.
Yeah,
I mean, you're 300 HP down on the fighter, you're not.
Oh, well, the blue is happy to oblige. Hello, Group 8.
Well, that takes care of the reset problem.
Let me just gently nudge you into the correct decision.
Yeah, this is one of those situations that really sucks to be in. And you want to go fast, but you don't have any healing items, so you really just need big buckets of HP before you start diving into these deep, dangerous dungeons. I mean, at one point, you just suck it up and grind a couple of levels, because you're gonna need.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those situations where if you had any other dungeon that you could complete, even if you knew key items were in there, that just go somewhere else and get levels while you open chests. Maybe you find some equipment that evens things out a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just can't keep running into the same situation over and over again.
I mean, just max with 30 HP, what, maybe 3 or 4 MDF could be the difference between getting cremated to death.
And Tyerenex is going to walk out those levels. This is still a pretty scary floor to do it on. Oh, hi, Blizzard. It's going to turn harder, though. Question in chat, does Brack work on Tiamat and Rando? Yep, and Rando players also pretty keen on using Brack for Kraken 1.
And by rando players, you mean people that are not you, right?
It's Bane that misses. Brack only takes me 6 tries.
Is it? I thought it was 27.
I think it was like 28 Banes in a row, yeah. The Bracks are usually a little better.
Alright, 28 casts, that's not too bad for 20% chance, right?
I think Tyerenex is going to try to dig out this level of chests right now, then walk out. We'll see if there's anything good in here. Certainly has enough resources to open all of the chests, but making it out is going to depend on the encounter tip. Yeah, and I totally agree with nuking this group down instead of trying to run because of paralysis touch. Which, yep, this is a reset.
I'm just thinking that this scene would have been so much better if all you added level 1 was ice.
I mean, I am enjoying the lulled into a false sense of security aspect of this scene. But just imagine if the item that cracks open the map was just in Waterfall.
And it's a ruby that sends you to another huge dungeon.
First floor, Sea Shrine branch. Have fun. Alright, so Zara's gonna pick up his slab. And Tyerenex now knows where it is. And he's gonna try to walk this out, it looks like. Oh boy. These guys do not hit lightly.
I mean, it's the second to the last dungeon in the game, so you'd expect them to hit fairly hard.
Yeah. And that is Montoya's cave for Czar. Just gonna go hang out with the broom for a little bit. So Czar has Slab, Floater, and 1 HP on every character, so good luck.
Well, he does, but I'm not confident in his ability to make it out of items.
Oh, we picked up a heal potion! The first heal potion of the game! You can do it!
He still needs to make it out of Mirage 2F and Ice Game 3-1.
He still needs to drink the heal potion. Oh. Alright, well, Tyerenex is moving right along here. Gonna try his luck at the waterfall. Niagara Falls Casino and Resort. Oh god, the fasted mud goal went. This is some cruel turn order.
It just goes to show you don't need to mess with mobs to have a good time.
Ooh, that's a big find.
It is, but Tyerenex hasn't moved.
That's also a good find. And yeah, Opal Bracelet. Not gonna complain about that.
Cuba having a key item is actually hilarious for him because he's not incentivized at all. But this could potentially be good for Czar because he's aware of where the floater and the slab are, but Tyerenex is not. So that could send him over to Ice Cave, Crest Lake, and Volcano, buying Czar some time. Oh, that's gotta break his heart. Tyerenex had to reset out of his canoe about what 10 steps from the start.
Well, Waterfall definitely seems a lot more doable than Ice to Mirage. Then back out again. But another thing that this is illustrating is really how critical spells like Exit and Warp are when you're doing entrance.
See, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I'd say it just goes to show you how important heal potions are.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a case that you don't run into very often, and I think not only just heal potions, but like the typical amount of absorb that you get from, say, a fighter. I think Tyerenex not picking up that iron armor is not necessarily a huge mistake, but it's definitely had some effects.
Curious to see how far Czar is going to push this pop grind. Because he's starting to reach levels where XP gains aren't that great anymore, and every level is going to take a fair bit of time.
I still don't like Tyerenex's decision to leave the thief down, if only just to act as another meat shield in the second row. So that is a couple of hits that you're not going to need to heal off on the way up, let alone just the run chance. Alright, and there is a adamant and a canoe for Tyerenex. And a really stoned fighter. But that is going to open up some more options for Tyerenex. So even if he doesn't feel comfortable making it down 3 floors to the slab or the floater, it's possible that he moves on to Crescent Lake area and finds some towns that give him a little bit more in the resource department.
That's fair. Hopefully for him, it doesn't send him onto a wild goose chase for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. If there's a canal over there, this is not going to be a good time for Tyerenex. And Czar just microwaving some steak. Alright, so Tyerenex is going to be breaking some new ground and has enough cabins to kind of cruise through. There is Crescent Lake, Volcano, and Ice Cave entrances to check out here, and he's going to head to Crescent Lake first. Ooh, and there's Provoca, so level 2 magic on the table, along with more equipment to purchase.
And a guarantee of heal potions. There is only one item shop in the game that doesn't have heal potions, so we're guaranteed to see it in every other shop going forward.
And Life and Arm 4 available. So Life, Night Learnable, always nice to see. And we'll see what booty the pirates have. A mere 5,000 gold. Not very good pirate. Oh no! Speaking of wild goose chase. That Ruby's gonna be a bad time. Max Gold Pro Rings are an investment. So, unfortunately, no warp, no exit, but life and heal potions. Tremendously useful. So, we'll see where Tyerenex heads from here. And Czar, meanwhile, is just cooking up a storm on the peninsula out here.
He's down to, what, 12 minutes into this grind now? Well, looks like Tyerenex is going entirely in the wrong way, but he doesn't know that yet, honestly. That is a very nice spot if you want some levels, however.
Well, he's got a lot of new casters. It's just a matter of making it across the bridge. But I agree with you that just running up and down this bridge, getting some levels, certainly seems like a good idea to me.
It is sorcerer territory though, so you probably want to go outside and use a cabin every couple of encounters.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do not run too deep in there. It's also Warmech territory.
I think I'm more scared of the 6 sorcerers than I am of Warmech at this point.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
Warmech can only kill you, sorcerers can taunt you by stun locking you from the defense.
Hey, listen to my mixtape. And there are the oh good. So last thing you want to see is someone with heirs trying to buff up their own evasion. Oh, there it is.
He is pretty fortunate on the amount of sorcerers.
Yeah.
If you're unfamiliar with the encounter, that's usually a 5 or a 6 back. It's very, very rare that you only wind up with one of them.
Yeah, I know it's 1 to 2 and 1 to 6, but holy cow, does that ever seem to roll high?
I think it's 1 to 9 or something like that.
Oh, is it 1 to 9?
It's always higher.
That would make sense then. Oops, all sorcerers. Alright, well, how much damage is this knight gonna do?
None, because he's gonna know about it.
Bling. And yeah, Tyerenex is just gonna bail out because trying to kill Vanilla Tiamat without a ribbon is awful.
Yeah. Has an extremely high chance to cast and has all of the nasty top tier elemental AoEs. So Blizzard, Blaze, Thunder, and
no Ice Cave for you.
Getting hit by the no map edits once again.
You gotta go the long way.
Yeah, this might force him back into the Elfland area dungeon he moved out of, though, now that he has the resources for it. Apparently he's gonna avoid it, which is very good news for Czar.
Yeah, it looks like he's headed straight for, oh, he's gonna go to Canaria to pick up some more resources, but the Ruby drop-off, I think, is the next logical location. back and forth, back and forth. Thank you to Alligator Brat for the raid. Four chests and another entrance, so we'll see where this leads. Zeus Gauntlet, not a bad pickup. Give you the capability of casting some AoE on the unpromoted.
And with these stats, it's also perfectly capable of carrying you to 2 temple feats by itself.
And Tyerenex finds another town in Gaia. And I sure would like to know where the steel armor is.
Did Tyerenex pick up the iron armor at all?
I don't think so. He was had a silver bracelet on the night, and yeah, he's just heading out.
At least now he knows where he has to go. Though, judging by that pause, you might have forgotten that he didn't check the floor after Mirage on.
It's either that or he's headed to Ice Cave the long way, and that would be very fortunate for Czar.
Well, I sailed south, so I'm assuming he's going south right now. So, despite taking the scenic tour through the Crescent Lake area, Tyerenex isn't that far behind Czar. I mean, he's got a canoe on him. Levels are similar because Czar spent all that time grinding pop while Tyerenex was doing other things and nuking encounters along the way. The other thing Czar has on him right now is a bit of knowledge on where the floater and slam are.
Alright, so there's the slab again for Czar, and some hot dogs for Tyerenex. Did I miss a flame armor pick?
Yep, there was a flame armor and a bunch of gold on the second floor of Mirage.
Oh, that's really nice to add on the fighter. Flame armor is it's as good as steel, but without that evasion penalty. So really nice to have early on.
Absolutely. And if they're lucky enough to pick up a tail along the way, I know Tyerenex won't particularly care, but Czar might. You can just transfer that over to the ninja. It's the best armor. Like,
It sets up well for Czar, who just dug out a opal armor from the Grey Worm chest.
it still needs to walk it out though, and without heal potions, I mean, it's not even the encounters that are hurting him; it's all those damage tiles.
Down goes the thief. So you've served your purpose well. Ooh, that is not the encounter that you want to run into. Those saber teeth really like to can opener your party member.
Ah, yeah, at this point, you have no heal potions. Is there really an encounter you want to fight on this floor?
At this point, I would take a war mech fight, because then I can call for a reroll because something's...
Because after that, he still needs to walk out the first floor of Ice King.
And Tyerenex is just burning through the heal potions right now, so... definitely has the advantage in this war of attrition here. And he may be the first to actually get access to the world outside the Inner Sea. So yeah, it's like we were discussing earlier, even if you know that's where you need to go, if you need to get 1% luck to make it through the dungeon, go somewhere else and get some items, get some levels along the way.
Well, I mean, here's the part I don't understand. He knows where they are, but he also knows that that doesn't help him right now. And he has the waterfall dungeon still open, but he hasn't checked.
Yeah, it's... I don't know, it just seems like a case of tunnel vision. The floater is not immediately helpful. It will be, and he's going to have to do this eventually, but maybe it would be easier with the levels from Waterfall at the very least, and certainly would be doable with the heal potions from Provoca.
Well, I mean, you know that whatever's in Waterfall is going to open up a bit more of the map for you too, so it's not just that dungeon, it's everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
Level 16 is a pretty wonderful thing, but can't argue.
And there's some Arbones in disguise.
No, it's just colorblind mode.
Red-green colorblind bones.
Yep. Pay no attention to the current encounter, but yes.
Alright, well, Czar makes it out with his Slatin floater as well.
Tyerenex hasn't quite made it out yet, but he should be relatively safe.
Yeah, it's going to require some Stone Touch and Sleep Touch shenanigans. And
Says the commentator as he gets stone touched.
Well, 2 out of 3.
But yeah, with his he has life, he has heal potions, he has pretty much everything he needs to make it out. So I mean, it's not a guarantee, but it's pretty close.
Yeah. One unrunnable to beat. There we go.
So in the end, despite running Pop for a while, Czar's only going to be a couple of minutes behind Tyerenex. Tyerenex having the advantage of the ball is just what's already incredibly volcano, but once you're flying, it's not like it takes a very long time to check those out anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, the ruby bait definitely helped Czar catch up a little bit. And Czar will help himself to the adamant and the canoe. And at 1 hour and 5 minutes, Tyerenex gets an airship. What is this, Swiss flag?
2017 spring tournament.
Should buy another ruby too, for old time's sake.
It would be amazing if the XP bonus stacked, but unfortunately key items can't have a quantity.
Alright, so a lot of options open for Tyerenex now, Ice Cave being one of them. But maybe it won't be Ice Cave. Hope it'll be Ordeals instead. Enjoy.
It's an Ordeals that they do have the crown for, so you could go to get the items if you check.
Yeah, I think if I'm in Tyerenex's shoes, though, I would like to find Elfland first.
I mean, it has much of the same problems as Volcano and Ice Cave. There's a bunch of gargoyles and a lot of encounters designed to kill you. But it's not a very long.
And seeing this floor immediately after the previous floor probably feels good that he didn't go for the link chest.
Yeah. Oh no, is that one chest is never going to be into watching. This is the way the sanity checking works, as that chest is considered to be on the floor that Tyerenex is on right now, and not the floor beforehand, even though you could pick up the same item on the second floor of Marsh Cave, as you can on the third.
Hey, Tyerenex finding a sun sword, that's going to be a nice bump.
They are playing with weapon fixes on, so that sun sword, while nice, is probably not gonna cut it for Temple of Fiends. It's just those last 3 Fiends have just a massive amount of absorb, and without the crit rate to go with it, or some temper charges or something, you're gonna run into some issue.
Yeah, it's going to be even painful if they cash in that adamant, get the X-Cal, and then watch that bounce off of kids. Pretty nice floor for Tyerenex to find, though, and since he's going for the hairpin turn chest first, pretty sure he's going to go up and around to get to the treasure. And yeah, Tyerenex not too unhappy to see this Pete group, although he would probably be happier if the thief was dead.
He is pretty high level for Pete's though. And it's still good experience, but with floors you had available earlier, it's not quite as nice as it would be if the toughest dungeon you found so far was.
Yeah, and in the same token, though, you've got all of these nuke charges. Might as well use them.
Oh, absolutely. If you walk out of a dungeon with a spell charge left, then well, you could have taken one more. Czar finding Tiamat's floor and also deciding not to go there.
And a whole lot of not much hanging out in this treasury here.
Yeah, we bit of cash, but nothing interesting on the first floor of Volcano. So.
Ooh, Czar's going for our deals though, so this is a nice divergence. See if this is a nice benefit for Czar, and Tyerenex has a whole other floor to check.
Now, in theory, the seed could be completable as is. They might still need the rod, and they might still need the bottle, and the cube. But it's entirely possible that all three of those are entirely off. So I don't know that I'd just keep clearing everything out instead of just driving around the world and see what's where. See if the Fiends are accessible.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And the other thing too is, Tyerenex finds some kind of sick joke in that treasure chest. It's one of those things where having knowledge of everything in the world in an entrance shuffle randomizer seed helps you route things out a lot better. And it's one of those advantages that people who have kind of mastery of how things flow in the vanilla map, you can lose that pretty easily in entrance shuffle. And as soon as the sooner you can get information, the better off you are.
On the other hand, if you're really bad at tracking entrances, you're probably better off just methodically clearing everything as you go. I know that's my approach half the time.
Yeah, and I think it all comes down to how much of the world you have access to. like you said, with floater access and you have the canoe, I think the only thing you're really screened out of is the rod block location, the cube block location, and the chime lock location.
Yeah.
And if the fiends aren't behind any of those, then you're in go mode. You just don't realize it until you explored everything.
I mean, right now we have all of Cardia to check. Well, okay, 3 entrances in Cardia to check. Gaia, Onrak, the waterfall, the entirety of the Melman continent, which they're working on right now. But I mean, instead of diving, just take a quick look and see if you've got like fiends to kill or anything like that. You can pick up quickly.
Is this Long Topher?
Yep.
So loot and key are also on the table.
Well, they have the crown, so they already have the key. They just need to find Astos. Astos and the Elf Prince. We've seen Matoya. She was in, I believe, Elfland City.
Yes. Well, a whole lot of nothing for Czar.
Yeah, I think the most exciting thing he found in there was Proin.
It's not too bad given that they were max price, but I mean, Tyerenex is running around with enough money to buy 4 of them, so.
I mean, I think with the amount of giants that Czar killed, he's not going to be wanting for cash anytime soon. And apparently electing to clear out at least his magic charges on zombie dragons while he's there. Not realizing that Quad X doesn't work on undead. Can't kill what's already dead, Czar.
Going to kill them harder.
You can send them to the 4th dimension, or you can send them deep underground, but you can't cast instant death on.
Ah, there's the iron armor. And a slab. So, Melman hanging out in one of the Titan's Tunnel locations. And Czar is gonna drop off this ruby and probably not be happy with what he finds. And Tyerenex finds Crescent Lake.
And picks up some gold bracelets for his drop.
Oh. Level 6 temper. Oh boy.
Yeah, we do have a red wizard accessible Cure 4.
And Tyerenex getting a little bit of a tax refund from the old man.
I thought he was just stealing his pension check.
That's what the government's doing. Oh wow, all of the towns hanging out here. So there's Onrek. And yeah, there's the Oxyel block as well, so it's another one that I forgot about. So where is Elfland hiding?
Oh, we still haven't seen much of the Northern Hemisphere. The Czar has given us a look at the second floor of Sky Castle, straight out of Gaia. That is a very good spot for that.
Yeah, that's a fine place to check out. Tyerenex finding Leifin, and for your slab, you get a chime.
I mean, the only truly quote-unquote bad encounter on that floor is a lone chimera that isn't really worth a lot of experience, but even that is better than what, half the encounters in the game.
Yeah, I love when this floor is on the top of a dungeon. You can just roll around and get so much experience. Just stack up some houses, save, head on out.
Nah, this scene houses are the price of San Francisco real estate, but it's still an option. Just maybe go for cabins instead of houses.
So things are starting to come together a little bit for Tyerenex, although only one Fiend dungeon seen so far. Oh, there's a ribbon.
Second ribbon is always a good thing to find.
Yeah, Tyerenex skipping the first one on the way through to get that ship out of there. He knows right where it is, and it's not too far of a trip to get it back. This is another floor that's kind of a pain to check out. Even though it has a lot of chests, it also has a lot of unrunnable encounters.
A lot of nasty encounters, the unrunnable red socks, a lot of trap tiles, and everything's so far out of the way that you're gonna get into about one encounter between every room. So, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of chests. It's not a super interesting place to stay, says the commentator as Czar picks up a mask.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was worth it for Tyerenex to check things out here for sure. But early on, this is a floor that's going to take you a long time to dig out, and it's not going to feel good while you do it. And there's the seafood party mix, and we have simultaneous sea shrine dives as Czar finds Kraken on the top floor of a dungeon.
Hopefully Kraken is kinder to him than Tiamat was. Mind you, with 2 nuke machine guns and Sunsword Fighter, he shouldn't have too much trouble. Kraken can still hit surprisingly hard, even with his regular base game.
Yeah, I think he's set up to punch the lights out of that thief, though, and so love it when a plan comes together.
I thought Czar picked up the Sun Sword, but I just saw him swinging Flame Sword.
I think that was Tyerenex that picked it up. So Czar finding, just right in Gaia, there's a Fiend.
You could definitely find worse dungeons than Sky 2F into a Fiend.
So yeah, Czar on the board first with an Orb lit. And is going to have a celebratory stake.
Oh, Tyerenex finding Sarda. Which, again, is just a chest.
Tax collecting complete. Question in chat, what is the stake? That is a graphical substitution for the Tyro enemy, who is very high in both protein and experience.
But the FFR community also has its own version of PETA. People who are in the wrong, by the way, who think that Tyros should be saved because they're your friend.
At least we can all agree that the T-Rexes are delicious.
That is true.
Czar finds another good floor in Leifin. This is another floor that you really love to see at the top floor of an entrance shuffle dungeon, because you can just reset out if you don't find anything.
Absolutely. The downside to it is, well, it's in the fame, so.
Yeah.
Nice mage stock pickup, though.
Hooray, the thief can contribute. Just wave this thing around. Tyerenex diving this dungeon to find defense at the bottom, so the equipment is coming together quite nicely for Tyerenex, and well, it's looking pretty good even if he doesn't promote. But I would hate to leave that white magic on the table.
I mean, at this point, he has 2 ribbons. Well, he's only picked up 1, but he knows where the other one is, and it's very easily accessible. He's got access to Temper, gonna have the levels to have a couple of charges. Has about, 12 charges in Nuke? Defense Sword. If he didn't pick up the Flame Armor, it doesn't really matter, because he can buy Steel. And he's got the gear he needs. Better gear would be much appreciated, but it's not the end of the world. So at this point, I'd be surprised if we don't see him go into all-out go mode the minute that he finds whatever item is blocking his progression.
And right now, Czar is doing an excellent job in his exploration, finding Lich in this dungeon. And the thief gets quad-X'd where he belongs.
So are we gonna see yet another situation where Astos is hidden behind every other dungeon item, save the rod and the key?
It's shaping up to be that way, but right now, Czar has a 2-orb lead.
Well, Czar continuing his trend of going into every single out-of-the-way location for checking more accessible.
Well, if he feels like he's behind, this may be a good play on his part. Just let's go to the dungeons that are out of the way that my opponent is not likely to head to.
That's fair. The downside to that is, well, you might just be setting yourself even further behind than you are.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely it. You just if these checks if Leifin didn't pan out, he would be considerably further behind. But it was a good check on his part, good result, and well, time to see what Icecape has in store. Tyerenex about to get on the board. Main sword, not too bad. Tyerenex into the Kraken fight right now, stacking up some evasion, and well, that Black Mage took that punch like a champ.
In fairness, he is wearing a noble bracelet and a pro ring, which you normally wouldn't have when facing Kraken.
Alright, and Tyerenex even things up a little bit, and he is gonna go see what this chime opens up here. Czar, meanwhile, finds the ice armor, and it's always nice to be able to pair that with the shield of the opposite element. Tyerenex grabbing one chest, heading out. Ooh, pro game.
Fun bit of trivia, we saw him moving down when he walked out of Mirage Tower, but if he moved right, it wouldn't have incremented his step counter to the next encounter, because the shadow of the Mirage Tower and Temple of Fiends, incidentally, the tile immediately to the right of the entrance is free.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. And Tyerenex is on the TFC floor right now.
It would be pretty beautiful if Astos was hiding deeper in this dungeon and he had to come back here for the rock. Tyerenex facing off against my favorite encounter in the game.
Czar digs out the bottle, so there's the Oxyel, and it was sitting in Icecape.
There's a fairly good chance that that Oxyel is going to be required, so Czar's shenanigans.
And meanwhile, Tyerenex finds another good dungeon to explore as well. There's a good chance that something useful is going to be on this branch floor, or just past.
At this point, we're still looking for Astos. We're still looking for Canary Castle we haven't found yet. And Carrie. Is there anything else that's important that I'm for?
Well, if they're looking, if they're trying to dig out a loose chest, I don't think we've seen the mermaid's floor either, or a loose loot. Oh, there it is! Wow. So this dungeon paying off big for Tyerenex. And a cube.
And a cube extra.
It's here. Have everything. So we have yet to see the cube lock. So this is kind of you know, Tyerenex has an advantage in the cube, Czar has an advantage in the Oxial. So we'll see how this shakes out. And question in chat: when did they get the white shirt? I'm afraid I missed that, so might have to look at the VOD later to find out.
Yeah, I believe it was fairly early, but I missed the pickup as well. All I know is that they've had it for at least 40 minutes.
Right, so Czar is going to do his work in the Zardia Islands right now. And yeah, if he's committing to digging this floor out, he'll find the mass mutant soon enough. Oh gosh, it's all there. There's the rod.
Here's hoping for Czar that the bottle is required.
Yeah, I think that would be Czar's only saving grace right now, but the odds are not looking too good.
He does have a 2-orb lead, but that lead can evaporate very, very quickly.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, well, good. Well,
Oh
here's the
boy.
key, so.
We are still looking for Caddy though, so it could conceivably still be Oxy.
Yeah, and Zara's gonna have to come this way anyway, but if all of those open up kind of wild goose chases for Tyerenex, that might be Zara's best advantage right now. So yeah, if I think it has to be Carry behind the Oxial block is ours best hope. And I think, given what we've seen in the map so far, Elfland has to be over in the Onrak area.
At this point, it's either on-rack or waterfall, yeah.
And Tyerenex still cracking open chests. Zara's gonna do a Meals on Wheels delivery for Sarda here. Gets a nice tip in return.
And there's our Q block.
No cube and Q block in the same dungeon. How dare you, Randomizer?
And oh.
Yeah, Czar is dead in the water at this point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, at this point, Tyerenex knows where everything is. I think, with the exception of Lich, but it all depends on the order in which he checks dungeons. As soon as Tyerenex checks Leifin, this is gonna be over real quick.
Wasn't Legend Gaia?
I believe Kraken was in Gaia.
What are you doing, Tyerenex?
It's got too many key items. Doesn't
restocking the heal potions.
Yeah, Tyerenex still needs to pick up the key, but at this point he just needs to finish off the Matoya chain, so hand the crystal to Matoya, and he saw Elfland Castle and Cardia Swamp. Oh, those are some expensive pro rings.
It's like when you see the 6th digit go down by 1 every time you buy a ring, you know they're expensive.
What makes these rings so special anyway? Got rubies here that are cheaper.
I don't know, man. Can't you just use a CZ?
Who's gonna know the difference? Alright, so Czar ventures into the tiny Cardia Island and picks up his defense sword. So, very nice pickup for him as well. They're made by pros. You're paying for the professional labor. Oh, and Tyerenex is going right for Leifin, so this is going to be the nail in the coffin, I think. Oh no, Czar gets looped.
I don't remember him seeing none.
Yeah, I think he went straight for the out-of-the-way locations, and, well, here's Elfland, but I think this is a visit too late. And, yeah, level 3 warp, that certainly would have helped both runners.
We haven't seen Fast yet. We know Temper's at 6, but Fast could conceivably be at 4.
Have we seen Fade yet?
No. No.
Okay. I mean, Nuke is definitely going to be enough, but Life 2 landing in a white mage only slot.
At this point, I think it's a safe bet that neither of these players is going to class change either. Because who wants you to get a tail 2 hours in?
Yeah, and there really isn't a tremendous benefit. Tyerenex even showing as much by throwing out the opal armor earlier. So there's Brack at level 4. And as predicted, nothing particularly good at this level of white mage.
Yeah. I mean, class change would open up Life on the Knight and Cure 4 on the Red Wizard. But, I mean, is that really worth all the time that you're going to spend just to dig out the tail and find Bahamut?
And here's Canaria Castle, but you just get an opal helmet for your trouble.
Hey, might still be more generous than Sarda, at least.
And Tyerenex just obliterates Lich here. 2 300 plus nuke rolls. But he might get a chance to return the favor in Temple of Fiends.
He usually does. Of course, if you manage to petrify your 2 mages, he's probably gonna melee you, but if you don't, he's definitely gonna do.
Definitely not a bad idea to give it a shot, especially with the green Medusas on the earth floor. Oh, Czar finds the Sun Sword, and he's going to be very sad to see what the next floor is.
Bet he wants those 6 steps back.
Yeah, and Tyerenex is he's definitely interested in fast, so he's going to take the trip over here.
I missed it. Did Tyerenex clear out Gaia?
Yeah, Lathan, he went, yeah, and I think he already fought Kraken, so. Yeah, pulls even. And, yeah, just Tiamat to go, and he knows where she is already.
Yep, she fell in a very accessible location today.
I guess she's busy making Vorpals. I think Czar forgot what the link chests were for a second there, but yeah, if he's committing to digging out all of these chests, he's gonna be busy for a while. Whoops.
Wrong cave.
Stupid GPS.
That's what you get for using Apple Maps.
But a broom told me it was good.
Hey, you're lucky you wound up in the right hemisphere, okay?
Tiamat leads off with a Thunder. Does significantly less damage. And yeah, these nukes should be getting pretty close. Oh, there's poison. Rip. And yeah, it looks like the fighter is level 20 for Tyerenex right now. Certainly enough to get the job done, but I feel a lot happier with some extra levels there. But that's gonna do it for Tyerenex. So Temple of Fiends is wide open right now, but he wants to get that ribbon first. And there's the white shirt. It is Czar finds it on the second floor of Earth. So yeah, underneath the volcano treasury. Oh, Czar found the Vorpal. It's game on now. Seems like... Oh, he has to do this for Matoya's Cave. So that is an interesting question then, if Tyerenex will go back for the ribbon. Alright, there's the key. We gotta check any more chests, or is that it? Ah, 4 more. No, don't leave the wooden staff behind.
It's a bit odd to see him digging out the key chest. I mean, that has cost Race before.
It certainly has. I think if I was in his shoes, I would definitely want to spend the time to dig out the ribbon, but that might be about it. Especially since these are vanilla stat enemies. Having the power gauntlet would be nice, but not essential. And it's that and a ribbon that I think are left in the pool of nice to haves.
Pretty much. You're already sitting on 2 ribbons, and you have life that's castable, so, I mean, even if somebody dies, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and I think the tail would also fall into the nice to have department, but you don't have time to get any extra levels on the fighter right now.
And Bahamut is probably locked behind that bottle, which Tyerenex hasn't dug out either.
Oh, he's hanging out in Canaria Castle.
So now I'm just curious to see what's hiding in Onrak, because I can't think of where we haven't seen.
Oh, there's fast at 7.
That's a great find for Czar, but it's not gonna help him catch up at this point, I don't think.
Yeah, he's gonna get the bad news soon enough. But I'd say the only thing that we haven't seen yet is the mermaid floor. Oh, we haven't seen this yet either. Ugh, 3 chests. Feels bad. And yeah, Tyerenex is just gonna do some donuts in the parking lot here.
Grinding out some more levels, I guess. I'm probably scared of that Lich Nuke.
This is kind of interesting because I think this is potentially one of those races where it's very difficult to judge where your opponent would be. and it would be very easy for a lot of runners to feel behind.
Especially given that start, it was a very volatile start to get both the canoe and the floater out. Depending on which order you found which item and what you did, it turned out great for Tyerenex because he was able to get the resources he needed to dig out the floater without having to grind for an excessively long time. But at the same time, you're 2 hours in, like you have to feel like you've got to go for it at this point.
And speaking of going for it, there's Czar headed up to Tiamat here, and these nachos don't look so good. I think that guacamole is bad.
That's what you get for buying off of a street vendor in Mexico City, mate.
Alright, so Tyerenex is about to head into the Temple of Fiends once again, and this time he's going. And, well, now you have to fight these guys.
Yeah, we should be seeing chaos in about 16 unrunnable encounters.
Yeah, always one of the interesting things about getting randomizer players to play vanilla enemies is that they definitely underestimate how hard certain areas become. And boy, I do not miss 1.4 unrunnable waters and gas dragons with experience overflow.
Yeah, 4 gas dragons that wreck your face and then reward you with 300 experience.
The journey is the reward.
Right.
Speaking of which,
so this is the part where if you'd been tracking encounters and you knew which group felt where, you could route through Temple of Fiends by minimizing the amount of unpleasant encounters or unrunnables or whatever you want to avoid. But it doesn't look like either players.
yeah, that's something that a lot of players don't do, and it's a little bit harder when you have the enemy group shuffled within each zone, but I don't think that's the case. They're not shuffled around in this flag set, right?
They are not.
So that is a huge advantage to be able to figure that out off a power cycle, what exactly you're going to get where.
Yeah, it definitely saves a lot of time compared to trying to map out dungeon by dungeon, for sure. In most cases, that's just not worth doing if the encounter groups are shuffled by.
Yeah, it's and especially because Temple of Fiends is all about resource management, and yeah, Tyerenex is just gonna took that gas dragon fight and is just gonna take the experience, and just like that, the fighter's at level 23, so good shot at getting 24 before making it to the end there. But yeah, classic Topher is not to be trifled with at all.
It's not necessarily so much the single encounter that's going to get you, it's just the entire journey through it. Just attrition. Like a mob hits you for 2 heal potions and you've only got 99 of them.
Yeah, every ambush is going to cost you, like, that's 10 heal potions in the tank right there.
It's certainly more interesting for me, anyway, to have to manage those resources throughout the entire dive, Like, yeah, you can make it to Kraken, but then you still have to fight Tiamat and survive his floor, and then you have to fight Chaos. It's how do you approach encounters, how do you manage your spell charges, and go through the entire dungeon with only 99 heal potions. Like that to me is the most interesting part of the run.
Oh, and there goes the poison. So this might be another exit out for Tyerenex. But I don't know. I'm surprised that the thief is in the front slot as well. Definitely want the guy with the most armor getting punched the most.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a minor, and it's very, very minor reduction to the chance of getting ambushed if you've got a decently leveled thief in the first slot. But I mean, it's just he's gonna get hit so hard that that's gonna drain your resources much faster than if you just had the ginger take.
Yeah, and the other thing is the usefulness of it is kind of blunted by the fact that, oh god, glare hits the fighter, so there goes a giant pile of heal potions. The usefulness of it is blunted by the fact that you can't be ambushed in unrunnable encounters anyway, and there's so many of them in Topher that, yeah, just put the guy with the most armor up front.
Yeah, and I mean, once you're in your 20s, your odds of getting ambushed are pretty low to begin with anyway.
Yeah, I forget. Is there anything with that strong ambush bias in Topher?
I think the seafood party mix, but even that is nowhere near the ambush bias that you'd see off of, say, mages or pretty much everything in Marsh Cave.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember anything being like Wormek or Giant Grimp Werewolf Tear.
Maybe Mage Fighter, but that's such a rare encounter that only occurs on one floor that you're very unlikely to see it in.
Yeah, that's Group 7, I think.
Yep.
Oh gosh, these oh, there's the blizzards. And down to 3 life charges already. So yeah, the attrition factor is playing up huge here. And it's another thing to possibly consider, just leaving the characters without the elemental resist down until you get into the fights where you need them.
Absolutely. I mean, to make it down, pretty much all you're gonna need is your fighter and your red mage because he's the one with life. Everybody else, I mean, just keep him down. They're just gonna soak up heal potions more than anything else on the dive down.
Yeah, I mean, no reason to not bring them alive into the dungeon, but once you get in there, you have to really make the best of your resources.
Yeah. I mean, in an ideal world, you manage to get them both petrified right before Lich. But...
And I mean, here comes a possible nuke, too.
Yeah, there's a good chance that little black mage is dead.
Very, very nice roll on the nuke from Czar, though.
Man, where have those damage rolls been all my life?
They've been on the nukes cast by Chaos and Tiamat too, and Kraken too. So down to the carry floor with about 55 heal potions. The nuke charges are plentiful, but the healing is definitely getting a little light. Czar finding the loose TNT. So yeah, enjoy the canal. yep, there's the first of the waters. Yeah, that fighter took a beating.
Heal potions are okay. I mean, ideally, you'd like to have more than 50, but I mean, 42 is manageable.
Oh wow, Czar finds the tail as well. Tyerenex is going to heal the thief up to full, although I would definitely consider just healing him up enough where he would survive a lit 2.
Yeah, because that red mage doesn't have any healing left. Or might have one heal too, but I'm pretty sure he burned through all of them. You've still got 2 bosses to kill, and Kraken's still gonna one-shot you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, conserving those heal potions would probably have been a better call.
Oh boy, this is not a fun fight.
Yeah, don't even think about it, just nuke.
Destroy immediately. Well, Czar finds carry. And this is looks like
Fighter goes down to Bane.
Oh no. And does that red mage have any life charges left?
He's got 1. Unfortunately, that red mage has no more HP left.
Yeah.
Now, he does have the defense sword and the last mute.
And he's just gonna reset out.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was a conventional fight, I would say go see what Chaos has just for the scouting report, but you already know. It's Cure 4. You're just not gonna hang that much damage on.
Might consider it with fast, because you've got the mass moon, you've got the defense sword. So if you can fast yourself up, you might be able to get through before the cure 4 and then the nuke goes off. But I mean, it's a pretty big risk. Can't argue with that reason.
But very quietly, though, Czar sneaking up on Tyerenex, and that wipe is opened the door a little bit. Tyerenex still, I think it would need another wipe for things to equalize, but it's Topher. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, which is pretty funny because you know everything that can happen.
Yeah. Anything can happen, and none of it is nice. So round 2 for Tyerenex, while Czar is going to finish out his crown chain.
Like you said, Czar could potentially catch up, but I mean, it's still unlikely at this point. Now, Czar did find the tail, so he does have the option of class changing. I don't think that he'd take the time to grind out some spell charges for the thief and the fighter, and that opal armor might not make that big of a difference either. But it's certainly something that could potentially help him. I don't believe in it personally, but it might. Bahamut was in Canaria Castle.
Alright, once more into the Lich fight for Tyerenex, and there's the nuke. Oh no, wow, that was a high nuke. Question in chat, does Czar know where Bahamut is? Yes, he does. In Canaria Castle. And that right there, just showing you exactly why petrification is very, very important in the vanilla speedrun strategy.
Oh yes. That and routing out about 3/4 of the encounters in the game. Because most encounters are not very nice.
Yeah, it really says something when you're happy to see bad men.
The reason you petrify your mage in the vanilla run is twofold. Well, one, to survive the nuke, because there's no way a black mage is going to survive the nuke at the levels that you run the base game in. Even at Tyerenex's level, as we saw, mage MDF is just not very good. But it also allows you to funnel more XP on the fire floor into your two fighters.
Wow, Phantom just bodied this entire party.
One of the few enemies in the game that has a pretty decent crit rate, so Phantom can hit deceptively on.
Yeah, I'm just happy you don't have to fight 4 of them. And it looks like Czar is digging out the rock block. If there's a 4-pack of Saurias, it's jackpot. Uh-oh, wrong guy.
What's Czar looking for at this point? Power gauntlet, I guess.
He's already got the Vorpal. What more does he need? Oh god, 3 health left after that nuke.
Well, I can think of a lot of things that Czar would need besides a Vorpal, but wants personally probably very. That is a lot of heal potions, and those spell charges on the red mage are going down.
Oh, there is the missing mermaid floor, but I can't think of anything else that would be down here, except, like we said before, Power Gauntlet and that extra ribbon.
Of course, seeing how the seed played out, both of those items are probably in Vanilla Katana and Vanilla Master Check.
Huh. Oh, Group 8 for Tyerenex, and he's really feeling the burn. This is not a fun fight.
Yeah, that was a solid 30-ish heal pots right there.
So does Czar running around with the herb right now? Does he remember where Elfland Castle is?
I'm guessing he doesn't, or maybe he didn't see it? Because we have to go back about an hour, and Czar went almost straight for Lefane and then Ordeals. So I'm not sure that he saw where Elfland Castle was. Which was, I believe, Cardia Swamp.
Mm-hmm. If I was in Tyerenex's shoes right now, I'd very strongly consider warping or exiting out.
This far down with 12 pots, yeah. It's not looking good. Oh, you've got, what, maybe 2 life charges left? Maybe 3? Not entirely sure. So you've got a Sacrificial Thief, you've got a Sacrificial Black Mage. Or Red Mage, depending on what you want to do, but... that is not a lot of healing for what you've got left to do.
Oh wow, so at the bottom of that, both swamp branches, or both marsh branches were both dead Cardia Islands.
You know what Tyerenex never did? Go back for that ribbon.
Yep. I mean, I think for this fight, you just have to move the ribbon onto the fighter and hope for the best.
I'm really surprised he took the time to check the crown chests and didn't go back for that super easy ribbon in Elfland Castle.
Oh wow, 298 on the Thunder roll, and down goes the Black Mage. It's the last nuke charge from the Red Mage. Oh. Oh. Did Did you do enough for Quad X?
Pretty sure he did.
Alright, Czar picks up his X-Cal.
Pretty sure he did, but he probably wants all of those life charges for D.
Alright, well, down goes Tiamat, but that is not a lot in the potion department.
Bet he's wishing he could use a house indoors right now.
This castle seems big enough. Let me just unpack this here.
It works in every other Final Fantasy. I think he's about to learn the hard way that chaos doesn't really mail.
Well, that and crack kills.
That it does. Stay in school and don't do drugs, kids.
Well, Czar is slowly but surely retracing his steps and might actually be heading into Temple of Fiends once this mad search ends.
Oh my god. Tyerenex, go to Elfland and pick up that ribbon, you're gonna need it. I mean, even if he does survive the pain and the crack and the zap and the everything, it's just he's eating so much more damage on the way down that he winds up and he's facing chaos behind him.
Alright, well, Czar is now in the correct hemisphere, but is and it looks like he's exactly retracing his steps in order of exploration. Question in chat: what does he need the key for? There are locked doors in Temple of Fiends Revisited, and it's one of those things that playing the game vanilla you would never think to try to sequence break that. But yeah, there are Mystic Key locked doors outside of the typical crown chest. In fact, I think it's nearly every door after Phantom is locked, right?
No, it's really just the door to Phantom.
Oh, okay. I thought on the fire floor there were some locked ones too. But it's just not something that you ever check out normally. Oh, Czar's getting warmer. And once more into the Lich fight.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but Czar might actually win this.
Ah, there's Elfland. So yeah, one more wipe and it is dead even.
Czar has the rhythm advantage, and a bit more melee damage. Not by a lot, but a bit. Mostly it's just he's going to be eating so much less damage on the way down. That might just give him the game.
Yeah, looks like Czar is also going with the Thief in the front slot, but that Thief has flame armor on, and that is a world of difference between that and a gold bracelet.
I mean, that Thief has basically the same armor that Tyerenex's fighter has.
Yeah.
Still has awful magic defense and HP, but at least he has armor.
And I think that's one of the things that people forget when they try to run thieves in their party is just the thief-based stats are absolutely atrocious.
To put it mildly, yes.
It is really something else when the red mage turns out to be a better melee fighter.
Yep. It takes the thief up to around level 25 just to equal the red mage in physical. And Czar wisely putting the heal staff to get used. It doesn't heal for a lot. It's not going to save you if you get hit by a nuke or anything like that. But against a long dive like Topher, it helps fight off the attrition that we were talking about. Like it's a couple of heal potions saved every time.
Yeah, Tyerenex definitely having a better run of the heal potion totals on this dive though, and should come out of this Kraken fight with around 50 something.
Kraken gets microwaved.
Yeah, those were just high rolls all around, and Kraken doesn't have that much more HP than his first incarnation, so now comes the fun part. First turn Bane. Where's that ribbon gonna go? Oof. Red Mage takes a shot. Oh, down goes the fighter.
Yeah, Tiamat 2 has a deceptively high amount of absorb to go with it.
Yeah, and I think just a follow-up Blaze or Poison is gonna be rough to deal with.
Oh.
Ice 2, 1 health on the Ice 2, and the black shirt does it. Wow. So this is about as good as things have come together for Tyerenex so far.
Yeah, still not safe from a vampire pack ambush, but it's looking a lot better than his last dive. Now, if he doesn't waste all of that time throwing the defense sword up, he should be good. He needs to deal 2,000 damage to Chaos, and if he's wasting all of these rounds stacking defense against a boss that's probably going to cast anyway, he's not going to get enough damage in before the Cure 4 goes off. And if the Cure 4 goes off, you're going to need a nuke, and he's going to...
Yeah, meanwhile, Czar takes a zap and a nuke to the face, and is just down to the ninja in the night now.
Add a nuke charges on Tyerenex's side though. Gonna be seeing him toss some heal potions soon, I think.
Yeah, it looks like he's cycling through that spell list pretty quickly, so would not be surprised to see the Cure 4 come out pretty soon.
Yeah, hopefully the slow 2 doesn't land on the fighter.
It's the thief.
Okay, that's good, but unfortunately Cure 4 is coming out now. And
Oof, and there goes the Inferno. In undefended Inferno is pretty nasty. Yeah, there's the Cure 4.
Yeah, and he's got a tornado to look forward to now.
Swirls after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of nastiness coming up. There it is. Oh no! Commentator's curse!
The good news is, if he keeps casting spells, he can still survive about 3 rounds.
Well, punching is definitely what he wants to see.
And by 3, I mean 1, because the nuke's coming next.
Yep, there it is.
Weapon fixes, man. That's all I've got to say.
Weapon fixes, vanilla Topher. Oh boy. Czar, meanwhile, is making some progress down here.
Really makes you appreciate the fact that you do this with 2 fighters, 1 black mage, and you're level 18. In the vanilla run, that is.
I mean, it's not even a guarantee. The vanilla run is just it's a white knuckle ride throughout the entire thing. Is Lich gonna wipe me out with ice too? Is Kraken gonna hit me before I get a defense stack off?
Am I going to get rubbed on the black mage instead of the fight?
Yeah.
Am I going to encounter 3 wizards instead of 2? 3 you can maybe deal with, 4 is a reason.
Oh, and the water's taking out Czar's fighter, so this is solo mode from here on out, but well,
no, I took out the thief.
Or the thief, my bad.
Yeah, he still has a fighter, and he has a defense sword, so he should probably start using it. I wouldn't bother using it on Tiamat or Chaos because they're very unlikely to melee, but definitely use it on Kraken and just general encounters as you go.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's just hacking apart these waters, so. And the extra levels and the extra strength are going to make a difference too.
Has he hit 6 hits yet?
He's not. I think that's, what is that, 35?
32, I think. Let me check.
Still, though, being at 29 or 30 for the chaos fight, that is a non-trivial amount of extra strength. Oof. Kraken punches him good, but the defense stacks are up, so he should be able to get through this. So really, the next floor is the terrifying one, and you don't want to see the vampire pack. You don't want to see
that.
You don't want to see that either.
You don't want to see anything.
Yeah. Yeah, the
fun
four
things
rock
you can
rolls
find
are
on
gonna...
this. I think the nicest encounter on this floor is like 2 zombie dragons and 3 whizman.
The rock goals. The air
The
element.
iron goal.
The iron goal!
That he's not going to kill. Because they have like so much armor, it's ridiculous. 7 sorcerers, which, okay, granted, he has a ton of MDF on his level 30 fighter. But they can still one-shot you, or they could trance you.
I think that's one of the things that's also not appreciated about the fighter. There's a lot of discussion of how much magic defense the black belt gets, but it's a ridiculous amount on the fighter as well. 3 over the course of 30 some levels. That is a lot.
Yes, it is.
Question in chat: are they playing different versions? There's a palette shuffle mode in the randomizer. It doesn't change anything functionally. It's just a fun feature, and Czar has that on right now. Czar trying to take a sip of Oxyal, and hey, you're gonna do some more leveling whether you like it or not. But this won't turn out so bad as long as he doesn't get crit. But Tyerenex is definitely hustling. He's down on the water floor again.
Well, we were talking about the 6 hits earlier. If he keeps running into 4 worms like that, he's definitely gonna hit 30.
Where's Show? I bet he's behind this.
Alright, Czar, just swing. Hold A and pray.
Here comes some defense stacks.
No, don't do that. He's just gonna cast. It's not worth it.
Oh, slow 2 misses. Alright, well, this is go time.
Well, then it's just not worth hitting because the next spell is Cure 4.
Yeah, just start drinking potions, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 3 for 98. Oof. Now there's a free turn. So he needs 2 more of those to equalize things out. Big hit for 323. Out comes the fast. Tyerenex through the Kraken fight. Here comes the swirl.
Well, there's 3 rounds.
And
And there's a nuke for 3. Holy.
No breaks for anyone. And that's on a level 31 fighter.
A level 31 fighter eating a 350 damage.
So this is typically when Czar decides to go off and level to 50, citing ZaRNG. So we'll see what he decides to do here. But yeah, this has been not friendly for either of our runners. And yeah, just no fast, no temper, weapon fixes on. Good luck.
Alright, Tyerenex is coming up on Chaos in, well, maybe in one more encounter. He's definitely in much better shape than Czar was going.
Alright, if the Black Mage can get a couple of tempers off, this will be a much different fight, but all remains to be seen how the turn order shakes out here.
Yeah, but here's the thing, don't waste your turns on white shirts and defense swords and whatever, they're not really gonna matter.
I think the only way you can justify that is if you can safely stack buffs until the Cure 4 goes off, because then you have that window between Cure 4 and Nuke to just bash him into the ground, but our runners don't have that right now.
Exactly.
Second temper charge.
You're gonna start seeing some pretty good damage off of that fighter now. Those nuke charges probably went to waste though, but at least the fighter, if you get his HP up high enough, and he doesn't get hit by that slow tube.
Wow,
he's
hit the right target.
Yeah. Yeah, no, at this point, like, once the Cure 4 goes off, the fighter is going to be able to take him out. It's either Chaos has a Cure 4 of Shame, or the fighter hits. Or the nuke rolls for 380 damage, that works too, I guess.
So GG to Tyerenex finishing out with SRL time of 2:42:20, and we'll see if we can get him in for an interview. He might just go to bed after this.
$281 fights is a lot of encounters.
It's also a lot of damage dealt. Well, I mean, we went 2,000 years into the past. I think it's only fair to spend at least an hour in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
So, if anything, I think both of these players are going to come out of this with a little bit more respect for vanilla pops.
I hope so.
Not entirely sure what Czar is looking for right now.
Power
If he's
Gauntlet?
looking. Maybe. I originally thought he was just looking for a couple of levels just to get some spell charges on everyone.
Well, Czar is once again gonna find Dragonland.
Yes, Fast was level 7, but it was accessible to the Black Mage. It was one of the spells in Gaia. We're joined by Tyerenex. GG, sir.
Thanks. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry you had to sit through that. Holy crap. That was ugly.
Yeah, and, Vanilla Topher with not a lot in the way of buffs. Just it was hard to get the mages down to the chaos fight alive.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about, I don't know. My brain's kind of mush right now. I don't really know what. I knew I had enough to get through it. It just, I kind of had to get the right RNG to get through. But I mean, that was a seed. I couldn't even buy a heal potion until like 50 minutes.
Yeah, going to the waterfall and dragging that canoe out definitely set you ahead of Czar. He found the slab and the floater really early on, and then just kept beating his head against the wall trying to take it out, get it out of the volcano without any heal potions and without light.
Oh yeah, I knew without heal potions, like I had to do something else because I couldn't walk through all those lava tiles and get any.
Yeah,
So yeah, that'd probably. Has he been beating his head against Topher?
He went for one dive, made it to chaos with a single knight, and after that he just left and went to do some grinding and traveling around the world. Not entirely sure what he was looking for. Probably the working theory is the power gauntlet. But now he's just grinding a bit to try and get some more levels.
Yeah, that was an interesting one for sure. Yeah, there wasn't really any good white magic other than life for my red mage, and I don't know if he found the tail. I never did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I don't think he picked up Cure 4 though, but
Yeah, Tail was in Sky first floor right hand chest room.
Oh, that's about when I decided that I had everything I needed and it was time to go. So I think it was right after that, right before that, I found the loot. And then I was like, okay, I have the crown. I don't need to dig any more chests. I just need to find the fiends and get this over with. And then I spent an hour doing
Yeah, I think the only loose item you didn't find was the bottle, which was sitting out in the ice cave in Ordeals, and it only led to 3 chests.
well.
The mermaid floor was rod blocked as well, but nothing good in there.
It was an interesting one for sure. I mean, I can't even remember most of it. Just kind of all of a crappy blow. The middle went fine, just the beginning and the end was bad.
But speaking of the beginning and the end, right before you found the ship, the first chest you opened was a ribbon that you never went back for. I'm assuming you just.
Yep, you're right. You're 100% right. Oh my gosh, yeah. That was the very first chest we opened, and when I went through and actually got the ship out, yeah, I never went to that. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, just hearing the fatigue in your voice, it's pretty clear. It was so long ago. So many heal potions away.
Yeah, it was interesting. I remember that because I had to get the. I mean, I saw nuke level 1. I was like, "This is free. Let's." But then there was no. Why was everything so expensive in that seed?
seed sponsored by Apple.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Like, what was it like?
12,000 houses.
Yeah, 12K houses, like 600 gold cabins. Everything was max price, like pro rings, and like 10K for a silver bracelet.
No, the prices are 100% to 400%, so you're gonna see that fairly often. Not necessarily to that extent, but I mean max price pro ring and gold bracelet happens pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that second ribbon would have done a lot of good. I probably could have. That would have saved a lot of damage. That was the thing, is I was happy to have my thief to help me run, but then I didn't want to like dump heal potions into him at the same.
Yeah, we were talking about that. It's not necessarily like the singular encounter that's challenging or anything. It's just the mass of them that you have to go through with only 99 heal potions and so many spell charges. That's what usually gets you, because by the time you reach Kraken and Tiamat, then you're running on fumes.
Yeah, and there wasn't anything. I mean, I had Lightning 3, which kind of helped me with the wolves, the frost wolves, because those are super nasty, and I didn't want to like waste nukes on them or anything. But I mean, yeah, it would have been nice if there was like a level 5 fire 3 or something like that, just to help thin stuff out.
Or an ice 3 for the waters, just something to substitute in for those nukes.
I was like thinking I could use like 2 each nukes on the way down. Because, you know, even with like Lich 2, you have to try to blow him up before he nukes you to death. And then, I don't know, Carry 2's not that bad, but, you know, Kraken 2, and then we had Tiamat 2 with Thunder and Poison and all the fun stuff. Definitely brings back, like, you know, vanilla Topher is no joke.
Yeah, I think the one thing that everyone can take away from this race is level 1 nuke doesn't mean it's free, and neither does vanilla mod. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like, I really thought it was free, and I probably could have done something where I did a pretty poor job of like trying to, because there was some good like Mirage Tower floors, but they were like a couple floors deep, and I wanted to like nuke and get some levels and then get back out. But like most times I tried to do that, it didn't work out for me. Like my fighter kept dying.
Yeah, I lost track of how many times your Black Mage escaped alone.
Yeah, I think that time I won. The only reason didn't the Red Wizard live on 1 HP?
Yeah, the Ice 2 that did exactly what you had left minus.
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to reset when I saw that. Oh, it's like he's fighting zombie dragons. Oh, another thing. I forgot I had the adamant the whole time. I could have maybe put the Mossman on my thief. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, it's over.
Well, you wouldn't need to take out the tail for that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So it's on to next week. Minochi85, my good friend.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 in a row today. Any plans on how you're going to approach it with Minochi? Maybe do something different?
I have no idea. I mean, I think I kind of liked the flags that I picked for the first one. I'd have no idea what Minochi's gonna pick. He seemed I think he was doing floor shuffles also when he raced London. But he's 1 rank higher than me, so he'll get first choice.
Well, that's definitely one of the matchups I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it should be fun. I told him the whole time, I was like, I'm coming for you.
Come to steal your cookies.
But I don't know, that first race was, it was a piece of cake compared to this. Anything that, like, I don't know, over 2 hours and is just crazy. I don't remember when it was starting to dive Topher. I'm actually kind of glad that there was a bit there when I was fighting my way down and I was like, oh, it's a gas dragon, might as well warp out. And so I think that kind of pushed me up into the 23 and could get to 24 on the way down. Looks like Czar's on Topher.
To answer your question, you were in there for about an hour, maybe a little bit more than that. Meanwhile, Czar is finally going back down into Topher. Hopefully, he managed to take down Chaos.
Yeah, because I remember like Heal 3 and Cure 4 was Red Wizard learnable. So he should have more than enough to get through.
Yeah, but I don't think he picked those up. I don't recall him going back to Crescent Lake after Class Change.
I think he might have Heal 3, not sure about Cure 4.
Oh, he's like level 29, he's fine. You would think.
You would think.
Yeah, I mean, level 31 wasn't enough last time.
In fairness, it was one level 31 character. Probably wish. Oh yeah, he did pick up a Cure 4. Probably wishes he bought a tent before diving.
What kind of elemental spell is Crack? Is that something pro ring stop?
No,
I didn't
no,
think
it's
so.
Earth.
Yeah, it would be Ribbon or Arab. Or Wall, of course. But yeah, that's why sandworms are not so nice in vanilla.
I forgot how nasty vanilla mages were also.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of enemies that are made easier by shuffling scripts and spells.
I do a fair amount of speedrunning of Final Fantasy 1 vanilla, but it's like routed in a way to like avoid all the nasty stuff. So you never see like it purposely avoids like the mages and the sorcerers and stuff.
Yeah. Question in chat. Is that time right? A 3-hour seed? Yeah, it was. The beginning of the game was pretty rough on the runners, with floor shuffle requiring you to go through some volcano floors without heal potions. So digging those items out was rough. Your other option was digging out waterfall without heal potions. Both of those being early in the game. So yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah, I would say that awful to play and epic to watch is an accurate description.
Alright, on to the next floor, and Czar meets the show brigade. -1.
-1. Now it's Czar, so he's still not safe with dreaded 7 sorcerers.
Oh no! Well, there's part 2. You're gonna get another level, whether you like it or not.
You can definitely see the difference that just having second ribbon does on the heal potion counter though. Because Czar is fighting Tiamat, he still has well over 50 heal potions left, whereas Tyerenex had quite a few dives where he was down to under 20 at this point.
Oh gosh. Was that through a ribbon?
I'm not sure. I remember seeing his thief, well, his ninja and his knight get stoned earlier, so I'm assuming the ribbons are on the mages. Which
He got through it.
Oh, there's Cure 4.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure he's in Quad X range, but I don't think he bought Quad X.
Alright, wake up everybody.
Well, it looks like he has fast, which I'm not sure if that was Black Mage learnable, but I never checked the level 7 shop.
Yeah, it was Black Mage learnable.
Son of a...
I mean, I think the problem that you had, though, even having fast wouldn't have mattered. It was just a lot of the nasty stuff coming out early in the turn order, so you couldn't get more than one buff off.
Oh yeah, that is true. The one time I came close to beating him, my Black Mage died on turn 1 and couldn't get any tempers out.
Yeah, I think Crack came out early and just wiped the back row.
And again, with the whole stacking defense swords against mob, that has a very, very, very high chance of casting spell.
Oh, there's that Vorpal. 309.
Oh, Czar, stop blowing nukes right before the Cure 4.
Nope. One nuke for 400. Then I'll do it.
Oh, that'll do it.
The pain is over.
The pain is over for Czar with a time of 3 hours and 13 minutes.
And we'll get Czar in here to say a few words. Hopefully they're PG-13 after this scene.
And we're joined by Czar. GG, sir.
GG, man. This is what happens to me in these tournaments.
GG's are.
So, as we were discussing earlier, I think the biggest takeaway from this seed is that it's not because you have a level 1 nuke and vanilla mobs that the race is.
It was nice, but overall, with the way things were spread out, didn't save that much time.
It seems like you got a little bit turned around at the end there, looking for Elfland Castle.
Yeah, I had my note miss there, and then, of course, wiped to Chaos. Must have been 100 hit points away from finishing him. Yeah, this seed, though. This was probably the longest seed of the Highlander tournament, eh?
It probably has to be.
It definitely is so far. No, actually, there was one that was longer. I no. There was a race between Solar Strix and Lord of the Sin that lasted for a very long.
Well, at any rate, it was certainly fun. These are my types of seeds. And it's only when I'm racing online, though, that the Immaculate happens and I come this close. So, GG Tyerenex, I wish you well in the next round.
Thank you, Artea.
Thank you, Artea, for hosting.
Pleasure, sir. And you get a free pass, I believe. So
A free pass.
a free pass because someone dropped out of the tournament, so you will be facing Len the Cat in the losers bracket now.
Yay. So, well, I'm feeling good about that. Definitely have to adapt my strats. These flags are kind of on-the-fly decisions that you have to adjust to, but yeah, this one had a lot of scattered loose items in bad locations.
I think the worst was just having to dive through all of those damage tiles without access to any healing.
Yeah, that really slowed me down early. No way to heal. Tried to get in and out, couldn't. Had to go to POP to grind to be able to get in and out.
Yeah, what made you decide to go to POP instead of going down to, I think it was Dwarf Cave that had a first floor barrage where you could farm a bit of XP there?
Well, it was not too far out of the way on the Overworld. There was a bit of a hero walk with the hard reset, so that kind of played into my decision there as well. And I knew I could just spend the money on a few houses. Houses are very expensive, so you definitely had to be choosy with them. But that kind of influenced my decision, mostly the hard reset walk.
Everything was so expensive in that city.
It was definitely grueling. When I wiped the chaos, I had looked and I was just hoping Tyerenex was done, and I didn't see it. I was like, no, I have to level now.
Well, credit for sticking it out. It was definitely start to finish. You had to earn everything.
Yeah, credit to anyone commentating, watching, or playing this match. You have been tested.
Yes, that was the first thing I was like, sorry guys, you had to sit through all that.
I'm sorry for you guys. This is your second race in a row, so you've been playing FFR for what, like 5
Yeah, the first
five and
race
a half-
was nothing compared to that.
No, I'm staying live, so more games to come for me.
All right, thanks for calling it, guys. I'm gonna head to bed now.
That sounds like
Try
a
to forget. Try to forget about all this.
All right, get some rest.
All right, see you guys.
GG.
I'm about ready to wrap it up myself. Czar, any final thoughts?
Well, I'm glad I'm not eliminated yet. I look forward to playing Len. It's always a good race with him. Thank you, Speed Gaming. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Artea, for organizing Highlander tournament. Thank you, Edrift, for sticking this one out with us tonight. And Team Vorpal.
Edge, final thoughts?
Just thanks to Kirito for helping us out with the restream. Thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting us, and this was definitely a grueling scene, but you could definitely set yourself up for that in these Highlander flags, and it's what makes this tournament interesting too. You gotta be prepared for stuff like this. So-
Yeah, you definitely have the tools available to make some very grueling things. Imagine this seed, but instead of having a level 1 nuke, you had a magic shop.
Keep permissions enabled.
Yeah.
Please, no. We've been through enough.
We'll save it for the next race. And on that note, I was Artea. Take it easy, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please keep these runners a follow. They've put on one hell of a race. And we will see each other, I believe, tomorrow night.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.
Yep, the next match will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Between Solar Restricts and Shadow Walker 2-2.